Bella, my name is Paige, and I'm going to be peer reviewing your pictures. As I browsed through your images, I can tell that you definitely understood the requirements of the project and even went above and beyond to capture more than the recommended amount of the images. So you took time and effort into producing these images. Look at Looking at your images as a whole, you're definitely trying to tell a story. The images have a dark and twisty edge to them, so I can assume your theme is centered around nightmares or death. I can tell that you tried to use several elements and principles of design in order to compose your images and help relay the theme and story to your audience. One element that you used in all your images was lighting. You used dark lighting or a black and white font on the images that were expressing sadness or terror. For example, the ones of the boy with the knife here. And then also the ones um, of him wandering throughout the night, like these two. The dark lighting is also used in the woman when she is sad or screaming for help, like these ones. You This dark lighting like helps express like her sorrow and the hurt that she is feeling, and then you also use bright lighting to help compose your images when the woman was reaching up to the sky or the sun. These right here. To show that she's asking for help from God or a more powerful source. And then another principle of design that you used was subject isolation. Um, the principle is used very well in the image of the woman in the bathtub, and she's grabbing for the wine bottle. This one. The wine bottle are the main focus in the image, and the woman is slightly blurred in the background. This helps relay the message that the woman is hopeless, and the only thing that is in her forefront is the alcohol to help her try to relieve the pain that she is feeling. And then I believe the images that you've composed convey a sense of the hyper-real. Some of the images are exaggerated compared to what would happen in actual reality. The images that express this are the ones of the boy with the long, ancient knife, like these ones. In the olden days, maybe an individual would have used this type of weapon, but today that would be very uncommon. And then from analyzing these images, I believe I've been able to put together the story that you are trying to tell. I believe that the story is about a mother and her teenage son. It seems that the son has tried to commit suicide, and I developed that part of the story from the images of him in the bathtub with the empty pill bottles. And then the next part of the story is of the mother grieving over the loss of her son, and this is shown by the woman wearing all black and screaming and crying to the world, like these ones. And then the ones in the bathtub, these ones. And then the alcohol also relays the message of her grieving as she's trying to use it to try to forget about what happened and make her feel better in some sense. Then the last part of the story, I believe, is of the mother trying to reach out to God or some higher source to ask if her son is okay, or maybe she's even trying to receive a message from her son in some way. And this is shown by these images of her grabbing towards the light. And then there's two images within this portfolio that stand out the most and I believe to be the best. And the first image is the one of the woman when she is looking up and screaming, this one. This image sticks out because of the background and the woman's emotions. The background is very hefty with design and darkness. Therefore, this image has a lot going on in it, which makes the audience want to look at it for a long time in order to try to figure out the underlying meaning. And the edit on this image is also essential because it has a dark, warm tone to it, which expresses the woman's anger. And then the second image that I think is the best is this one. It stood out to me with hourglass in the forefront, and this image stood out to me because of how well it contrasts with black and white, especially with the patterned drapes, and it really helps set the overall mood of pain, grief, and loss. And then the images within the portfolio that seem to be weak to me are the ones of the boy sitting on the lawn chair at night. These ones. This is just an average image, has no real sense of meaning or wonder to it. These images could have been improved maybe by taking closer shots and focusing on something particular instead of standing so far away. And then a few things that you can do to improve the images and enhance the narrative qualities would be to try to focus on the images of the boy more. I would try to get more up close photos of him to try to show maybe why he did what he did to himself. Also, the images of the woman reaching towards the sky, um, these ones, um, and asking for help could use a little more work with the quality of them. Maybe try to use some composition elements to try to enhance those photos. Those photos can also be enhanced with the woman being in a more suited costume for what she's trying to do or say. But overall, I think these images were really good and definitely told a very good narrative. And I can't wait to see what your final piece will be.